YouTube faithful, what's going on? It's Flex Friday today, and we have a couple of NBA games. I'm not really thrilled with the slate. I'm going to go over probably 3 to 6 plays that I like today, straight from PrizePicks. You're going to be able to get better value on Chalkboard and whatnot, like usual. But if you're going to be using your golden Flex Friday ticket into a free roll today, stick around and maybe we can cook something up together. Smash that like button. I hate asking for you to do it, but you got to do it. It's the only way these videos get seen. And if you haven't subscribed yet, which 50% of the people watching haven't subscribed every day, I don't understand that. Go ahead and hit subscribe like mama taught you right. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, yesterday was a mixed bag, okay? The YouTube lineup that I made at the end of the video, I think it went 3 of 6 or 4 of 6 or something like that. Unfortunately, Curry got to play insane minutes, so he soared over. Halliburton pushed. Brown cashed. Reed cashed. Reeves didn't get his assists. And then I forget there was one more. Oh yeah, Powell. Powell hooked his points. It is what it is. But for the comment guy that took the time to come back and say, bad picks all around today. Buddy, let me explain something to you, Chief. Nobody cares about your $5 parlay. Just like I told you in the reply. Least of all me, man. Okay? And the other guy that says, oh, drop the videos earlier. Dude, I'm dropping the videos as early as I can with the lines that are provided. I wake up every morning and have to do my projections for my paid community, the Discord server, and everything else. That's my priority. Then I come on and do these videos after the lines settle a little bit. And even here at 1:30 Central, they're still not settled. They're still going to be moving all over the place, which is why I do an hour before lock live stream called Crunch Time every single day. Okay, so miss me with all that noise and nonsense. Some of you guys are so entitled, it's crazy. It's a free video. It ain't that deep, Chief. Okay, so just let it go. Nobody cares, least of all me. I promise you. If you want my best picks and plays every single day early, you can join the Discord. It's right there, /dubclub. This was the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2. 10 right, 2 wrong, and 1 push. So nobody cares about anything, like whatever you guys are saying. Miss me. Again, free video. For those of you that understand what's going on, for you guys, you are the reason I'm making this content, and I appreciate you. So with that out of the way, let's talk about today. The first person that I'm talking about today is Joel Embiid. I gave him last night. His lines were going to move. I knew they were going to move. His line was at 26.5 points last night. His full game, 26.5 on Chalkboard. Let me see if it's still there. It doesn't look like it's still there. It's now 29.5 on Chalkboard too, but this was the 3 that I took on Chalkboard last night. LaMelo, 24.5. I went ahead and took Fox. I'm not crazy about this. My projection model is I'm under, but again, what I saw last game, if they're going to let him play big minutes, I'm taking my shot. And then Embiid at 26.5 in this spot was just way too low. I don't care if he chalks, win, loses, or I do not care. I know that I got it in good. 1.77x. He's now 29.5 on their app, paying 1.70x. Okay, that's called value. Welcome to Value Town. Population, you, buddy. If you tailed this last night. If you've yet to get on Chalkboard, you can see the cash out feature. That means that whenever the lines are there, you can cash out. Sometimes, say LaMelo and Fox cash or vice versa, and you don't think the third one's going to cash, they give you the cash out option. It's not always there, but it is something to consider. Make sure you use code CRUSH, get your free square, your match, and 30 days of my cord, which is the biggest boost of them all. So that's mine if you want to tail it. Obviously, like I said, Embiid's been bumped to the moon, 29.5, but give me that value all day long. Now, on PrizePicks, you're going to have to be looking at this. The Gabi. You got his Gabi. You got his, where's his RA? I took his RA last night at 13.5. I also said that was going to move up. It moved up a full point. So we got 1 full point of value on this for the PrizePicks lineups that I posted in the Dub Club Discord last night. So if you got that, you're welcome. I still think it's playable. I think it's low for what he's capable of. His points assist was also at 31.5 last night. I believe it's 33 right now. I mean, if Joel Embiid's playing 33 minutes, guys, his upside is just insane. He just, don't forget who and what he's capable of. It's at 34. This was 31.5 last night and 31 when it opened. That's crazy. crazy value. They messed up big league. But if you look at Joel Embiid's heads-to-head, even 29.5, 37, 35, 41, 33. This is all last season. I get that. He hasn't played a lot this season. But guys, this is just used to see floor and ceiling. And you can see his upside is insane. Last 20, 8 of 20. Last 10, 4 of 10. Doesn't look good. But again, he hasn't really been playing big minutes or anything of the sort. So what I think you should do now with the lines being bumped like they are, I think you should do this right over here. Embiid, first half points. Wow, this was 12.5, or no, this was 13 last night. This was 20.5. I still think you could take either of these. He's a first half merchant, okay? Everyone talks about first half demons, second half demons. This dude is a first half demon, a first half merchant. This used to be the biggest wagon of them all. Some of you guys think the first half wagons that Zinger, Nemhard, Ayton, all those were giving out Zubox yesterday. All of them cashed. Embiid was the OG first half wagon. Embiid and Luka. Okay, before there was Zinger and PJ Washington, there was Joel Embiid and Luka. Okay, I'm telling you. Now, you're taking a bump on this mug, but I still think it's playable. Either one of these. I don't love it at these numbers, but hey, it is what it is. If you didn't get it last night, you gotta get it today. You gotta get it how you live, buddy. And being that it's Flex Friday, you can always just take it, whatever, and if it doesn't hit, you get it back anyway, so who cares? So I really do believe that you should have exposure to Joel Embiid, regardless of what you take. Now, for fantasy scores today, I mean, Cleveland's sticking out like a sore thumb. Problem is, they're Washington, and they're most likely getting blown out of the gym. Who are we kidding? But Mobley just had that big game, a 61 piece. Jared Allen just had 2 big games. Max Strus just had an okay game, but guess what? Hey, Yo Donnie was out of the mix. Now Yo Donnie's back in the mix. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here yet, but I did want to look at Darius Garland. Let's price shop him in real time. Everything's being juiced under. So yeah, I will wait till the live stream and maybe make a decision on those guys. But I'm going to be honest, if that game stays close, all of these gents are in the mix. It's just going to be a matter of which one are we choosing. Mobley at 17.5 points. There you go. He's literally going to cook no matter what. 37, 22, 16, 22. His standard floor and ceiling is higher than 17.5. Even with Donnie, I think that's fine. His RA could be another one, but it's probably super high. Where is it at? 13? Yeah, that's a little bit too high. I'd probably just stick with his points. Let me see what I have him projected for. He's projected for 18.8. So there we go. We know we can take Evan Mobley and feel good about it. So he's in the mix. So far, we're looking at something like this. Embiid, since we don't want to eat that bump, that's 2.25x. It's not the sexiest. It's not the worst. I mean, if you wanted to take Embiid's full game and roll the dice on that, or his first half, or if you want to eat this bump, you could. I personally am not going to eat those bumps. I'll be shifting to the Goblins on the ones where I don't already have him, but I am going to have shares of Mobley. Maybe not too much because I don't want to get an anchor on a team that's probably going to blow these guys out. But I also don't like to predict blowouts because that's a fool's errand. Now, De'Aaron Fox, he went absolutely yard last time he got to play in his debut. Now he's in an elite matchup. I mean, 22.5 points doesn't seem like a lot for what he's capable of. 34.5 PRA. I did take that over on Chalkboard. I'm kind of still waiting to see if I'm going to take him on PrizePicks. It could have just been a one-off, but for sure, you got to have shares of LaMelo, guys. It's just like this Goblin right here at 19.5 is absolutely good. I liked him at 24.5. I have him projected to soar over everything. The problem is, how many minutes is he going to get? Okay, you don't know. I don't know. So that's why I'm telling you, just make sure you have shares of his Goblin. 19.5 seems good. I did get it at 24.5 on Chalkboard if you wanted to take it over there. I think they only moved it up a little bit. Next, the next guy I want to talk about is Isaiah Hartenstein. Now, Chet is supposedly coming back into the ring tonight to play. Hartenstein literally fell off last game, only got 4 rebounds. I don't know what happened, but just like Zubox, just like Mobley, he's in a bounce back spot. 11 rebounds versus the Toronto Raptors. Take a look at what I'm looking at. He's hit this in 14 of his last 20. This is 10.5, the true line. 14 of his last 20, 7 of his last 10, and 4 of his last 5. If you look at the head-to-heads, last time we played December 5th, he dropped 16 rebounds on him. They're ranked 21st in rebounds allowed. Now, it looks great, right? Yeah, Cat, that's great. Let's do it. The problem is, Chet is supposedly coming back. I don't know how that's going to affect his rebound rate tonight. I'm not exactly sure, but I will have some shares of Mr. Hartenstein. I think it's fine. If you did just want to go with old reliable Alexander and take his Goblin points, that for sure, this is probably the best overall play on the board right now. Like, if there was one, if you said, man, it's all on the line, and you got to make a decision, and if you don't, you lose everything you own in your bank account, I would probably be, I got to go with my guy, Slip Screen always 25.5. It's always in the mix. And for those of you that are like, oh no, garbage, miss me. It doesn't matter if it's goblins, demons, or whatever. If there's value to be had, I'm taking it. If you want to roll your dice on a demon, you can take this number right here, 34.5. But I'll tell you this, we're probably going to mop the floor with these Raptors tonight. You understand what I'm telling you? Mop the floor. So I think Alexander's good. Hartenstein's rebounds is good. And then you got Isaiah Joe, to where if it does blow out or anything, he still will get his little run. Where is his points at? I see they put a points, rebounds, and a fantasy score up. They don't have a set points for him, do they? That's interesting. They don't want him to be great. No, there it is. 10.5. 10.5 points for Isaiah Joe. Heck, you could even take a demon flyer on Joe if you wanted to. Look at that. What's that pay? 5. Woo, that's a big one. 14.5. I guess you could just stick with his 10.5. You can see I have Shy going for 30. Joe going for 10 flat. So it's going to be crispy. It's going to be dicey. It's going to be what it is. I'll have little bit of sprinkles. Now, yesterday in the Discord live stream, we were talking about player exposures being overweight and underweight. How do you determine that? Well, your two favorites or whatever ones you think are most optimal, you want to have 60 to 80% of, and then the ones that you're going to have your darts, your sprinkle, 10 to 20%. That's how it is. So if you decide you're going to have 80% of Joel Embiid tonight, you need to make sure he's in, if you do 10 lineups, he's in 8. That's how you stick with it. You write it down. This is what I'm going to have my set exposure to Joel Embiid, and then your darts, 10 to 20%. So you have your dart player pool, which would be like the Isaiah Joes of the world. If you're like 10, 20%, he's in 1 to 2 out of those 10 lineups you build. Okay. That's what you're trying to do. So 80% of Joel Embiid, say you wanted 60% of Mobley, he's got to be in 6 of 10, and that is how you build your lineups, which is a strategy in and of itself. I do teach that in my Discord live streams all the time. It helps people out. People are getting dubs using those strategies. I suggest you use it too. Now, this Atlanta Hawks game is interesting. They just lost Hunter, and now they're playing a pace-up Milwaukee that plays at a fast pace. We know they get shredded by point guards and guards alike. It's get Trey, Onyeka, and Dyson. Let's market shop them. And you can see Onyeka Okongwu at 27 PRA is the one to take. His points at 14.5. I'm going to be taking shares of him. My own projection system I use loves Trey Young. It loves Onyeka Okongwu today. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I know he did just get 30, but I'm just going to ride with it and trust the data and trust everything and hope that he gets there. I really don't like taking anyone to do anything with Giannis on the other side regarding anything close to the rim. So like opposing bigs, in this case, Onyeka, but the data's there to support it, so I'm just going to give it a whirl. Okay, so either one of these two would be fine. Heck, if you wanted to take a shot on his demon and just pray you get a ceiling game out of him, I don't think I hate it. His fantasy score at 33, I mean, it's probably just going to end up being the PRA, but again, he did just have a ceiling game. We just have to pray that it wasn't a one-off. So if you're following along, we got Onyeka, we got Evan Mobley, we got LaMelo's Gabi, we got Embiid's Gabi or his first half. This right here would pay you 5x. I would recommend just taking one off and you would get the 3.75x, but I wouldn't even do that. I would do something like this. Onyeka, Mobley, Embiid's Goblin, and the rebounds, that would pay 7x. I don't hate that at all. If you wanted the full payout, you would go to Joel Embiid's first half PRA or first half points or his RA or any else of the ones that we talked about. Now, when I make these videos, I'm not trying to necessarily spoon feed you. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I make lineup. My goal is to help you think critically and logically about your process. So maybe you can get confirmation bias. You were looking at somebody, you liked what I said, it stuck, so now you're like, yeah, okay, now I'll play it, or vice versa. It does you no good if I just come on here and I'm like, you want me to be like every other tuber and Twitter? This is a lock right here. This is a lock. Lock that in. Oh, this is cash and lock it in. Dude, that's just not me. I'm not interested in that. I'm trying to teach you guys the right way to do things. By watching these videos daily, 5 days a week, you are speeding up your tuition process tenfold, I promise you. You can sit there and lose your coin every single day to these pick'em sites, or you can get smarter about your process. Why do you just want to be dependent on, oh, let me just go there and I'm just going to copy exactly what he says? Sure, that's fine if you need to do that every now and again, but you should also be thinking critically about how you're building these lineups, okay? I promise you. That is the long-term optimal path to success. It's learning and understanding what you're doing. If you understand the process, you're going to be way more successful long-term. I guarantee it. Now, I'm not going to be right every day regardless. You can have the best reads in the world and still get chalk. You look at yesterday. It is what it is. You just got to use bankroll management and grind through it. Now, there's a couple more that I'm going to talk about real here very quickly because I don't want it to be a long video today. We got Chris Paul at 6.5 assists. He is going to be getting steam. I mean, I'm not really sure what's up with this line. I know that Fox is there and yada yada, but still 6.5 assists. I mean, this is literally what Chris Paul does. So with that out of the way, we're taking it. I'm taking it. He only projects for 6.8, so it is going to be close, but I will have 20 to 30% exposure to Chris Paul for sure. And then while we're on assists, Devin Booker, I just took him the other day at 5.5 versus the Thunder. He sold, but we got to go back to him. KD's back in the mix, and when KD's in the mix, I think you got to target Devin Booker's assists. You could go there, and they just bumped it to 6.5 in real time. Cinema, Prize Picks. Now you're out of the mix. Okay, I'll take you on chalkboard. All right, so clear that. Maybe we pivot to Kevin Durant. People think it's hilarious when I say, I don't understand it. Dude, a pivot is something you should do when something gets bumped. You could go to Old Faithful KD's assists. Remember when this used to be a wagon? I wouldn't hate it, but I don't know. I'll probably wait for Booker to bump back down, but definitely Chris Paul at 6.5. I got to take a shot. And then as far as Fox goes, guys, it's either his points, his PRA, or his assist. Where is it? His assist at 7. Wow, that's high. But look, he just had 13. He's in a different world right now, so I think he could still get it. And I for sure love this Goblin at 5.5. This is what his line was versus the Hawks. This is what his full line was. Now it's a Gobby. It's hilarious. Either one of those are fine. So you have a bunch of options today, guys. It's gonna all come down to putting it all together. I will build a lineup before this video goes off the air, but for right now, I'm giving the ones that are actually plugged in options so you guys can see what's what. Man, it looks like OKC's fully healthy tonight. I should have worn my OKC hat on him, but I didn't. Now, speaking of which, hey, yo, Scotty Barnes, man. Now, listen, I'll be the first to tell you, I think these guys are going to get blown out of the gym, but the Thunder sometimes like to play games, and we keep games a little bit closer than we should. It is a home game, but look at this. 19.5 point spread, baby. Like, that's crazy. When was the last time you saw a 20-point spread? When? For that reason, I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm not going to have heavy shares of Hartenstein, even though I like his rebounds. Alexander, I'm going to have a little bit of his Gobby sprinkled in, 10 to 20% of both of those guys. I'm just not going to be targeting a team that is a 20-point favorite. That's insane. A 20-point favorite. What is this league? That's like insane. 20 points is crazy. I don't care. It's crazy. So I'm not interested. Oh, I don't like to predict blowouts either, my friend, but honestly, 20-point spread, you automatically can pretty much say, well, Alexander ain't playing 4 quarters. Neither is anybody. But Scotty Barnes at 18.5 points is a little bit too low. If by some miracle this game stays close and they don't lose by 20, I could see Scotty Barnes being the reason for that, and he gets 20 to 21 points. In fact, I put him in my projection to get 20 points tonight because I felt that was a fair projection. All right. So if you do take any of those Thunder, I would run it back with Scotty Barnes. Again, 10 to 20% max, which leads me back here to Joe, because Isaiah Joe should be blowout proof. I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be blowout proof. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. But like his PRA and his points, I think those would be fine. And then Wiggins. This guy plays in a blowout, and then sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. But I think Aaron Wiggins, like the other day I was at that Milwaukee game of the Thunder. I thought he was going to close the blowout. I took his second half live line. He literally played a little bit into the blowout, and then they even pulled him. It was crazy. So he does kind of play blowouts, but sometimes he doesn't. If it's really out of hand, like we were up 40, it didn't matter. It's just like, guys, it's a small slate. I don't even know why. You don't really want to target a game with a 20-game spread. I'm sorry, but I'm giving you options for that in case you were so inclined. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is Tyler Hero, 5 rebounds. I hate this game on paper. Brooklyn Nets. It's just, you never want to be targeting these type of games, but again, it's a short slate. It's Flex Friday. It does have push equity. Let's see what his game history is looking like. Yeah, 6 of his last 10, 13 of his last 20, head-to-head 2 of 4. Last time he played him on January 25th, he only had 1. Crazy, but then on 12/23, he had 12, 11 the year before. I mean, this is crazy. 1 rebound. What happened? 35 minutes, he only had 1 rebound? Who knows? I still think it's a solid, decent play. And then with the Utah Jazz, do we go with Watts' wagon, Collier's assist? Where is it at? Everybody's been taking this dude's assist. Oh, they finally moved it up to where it's super high. Okay, he's a turnover machine too. But maybe this is the move right here. Ooh, that could be good. That could give you exposure to both of them. I'll have to talk to my boy Watts and see what he says. But look at this. 11, 10, 6, 7, 9. He's just an assist wagon. I don't think it's bad. I really don't. Like, oh, there it is. It is 8.5. I don't think it's terrible, but there's no way he's going to project for anything close to. In fact, I'm still working on those projections because I was waiting to see who's going to get ruled in and who's going to get ruled out because I'm not doing them twice. But the Utah Jazz first half wagon, though, has been John Collins, man. 9 first half points has just been a freaking wagon. Same thing with his fantasy score. He almost let us down last time, but he ended up coming through. But I do think this is fine. Okay, so let's close it out. Let's build a slip. But before I do not forget, it's Flex Friday, and I'm having that live stream today at 5:30 Central. You can get in at CaptainCrush.net. You scroll down, you go to the gold package, $24.99 a month. I do have a special promo. It's getting ready to end. You'll get all my fantasy point per minute projection sheets, my player projections, my slips, my prop lists, and access to the live stream as well as my Discord chat. And it's promo code SB50. It's your first month for $12.49. That's literally the most free square you're gonna get, guys. That's not even 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks. I promise you it's not. So go ahead to the live streams today at 5:30 Central. I better see you guys in the mix. We've been having like over 200 strong the past week. Love to see it. We cashed out yesterday and the day before via live stream, and we're gonna keep it rolling. That's where people go to learn, and I'm right here with you guys. So let's build this out and let's call it. Now, again, guys, there's going to be blowout implications here in a lot of these games. Let's go back to Outlier real quick. Also, while I'm talking about Outlier, do not forget, you can use code CRUSH on here and get your 30 days free. In addition to that, any of my partners, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Parlay, Play, I'm limited to 15 to 30 minutes in a video, so I can't go on there and build lineups, but I do it on myself each and every day, every website. And if you ask me in my cord, I will help you build lineups on whatever betting site you use. I got you. But look at this spread, 17.5. But look at this point total, my goodness. If it did stay close, guys, if it did, look at the point total here. The only close spreads are 1, 2, 3, and even this isn't close. And I haven't done these projections yet because I'm waiting for news. But the best one is that Detroit-Philly game, which I think if you're going to do, if we're not worried about spreads, you got to take Mobley as your first leg. Then for the 1v1s for the Detroit game, it's Embiid. Let's just say his PRA. And then if you're running it back with someone over there, you have 2 options. You could take Tim Hardaway, 14.5 PRA. Okay, but personally, I would probably just try to find something with Cade Cunningham in it. The problem is Cade's lines are so high right now, but he's just been getting it done, man. He's just been getting it done. Take a look, 54, 51, 40, 50, 46. I love his Goblin at 24. I love his Goblin PRA. I mean, this is so good. So what does this pay? 4.25x. Okay, that's fine. So you go Cade, Embiid, or you could take Embiid's first half PRA too if you wanted to do that as well. You could go with Hartenstein's rebounds, but again, that is going to be tough because of the spread. If you do take Hartenstein or Alexander, you can run it back with Scotty Barnes points at 18.5. Why? Because to get these guys to cover, you're going to need Toronto to keep it close. So you're adding correlation and synergy by doing it that way, okay? It's not likely for Hartenstein to get 12 rebounds unless he plays 4 quarters. It's not likely for Alexander to cover unless he plays 4 quarters. So how do they play 4 quarters? The game stays close. Scotty Barnes is scoring a la 18.5 points more. You understand? So for that one, since I don't want to take Barnes in this, I'm taking him out. They bumped Booker's assist in my face, so I think what we do is this combo with these 2 gents right here, or just Collier straight up if you want to gamble on him. If you don't want to take this combo, or you can't because you're not on PrizePicks, this would be the alternative. They bumped Booker in our face. Collier's points, assists, or his PRA, I guess. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. What does that pay? That pays 8x right there. I think that one's good for 8x right there. Heroes rebounds, you do have slight push equity there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Chris Paul's assists, I think this one is good. 17x for this one. Now if you took out Cade Cunningham's, if you wanted a full 25x, you do this right here. You just take out Cade's Goblin and you just go with his points at 27.5 and pray. That would give you 25x. So I will put this in. As soon as this video goes into post-production, I will have shares of this. Now, what do I do? Just because I have one lineup, like if you're just taking this one lineup and you're like, well, my whole night depends on that, you're doing this wrong. So now if you see these 6, you can put $5 on this, and then you can start breaking it down round robin. You can take Chris Paul and Hero in a 2-man, Chris Paul, Hero, and the assist combo in a 3-man, or Joel Embiid, Cunningham, and Mobley in a 3-man, and vice versa, guys. You got to get creative. Open up your mind, expand your thinking. The other day, someone tried to clown me because I was talking about that I went 5 and 6 on the YouTube video. Bro, 5 out of 6, you doubled your money. You're not going to double your money anywhere else in the world in a 3-hour span, okay? And unless you're doing something illegal. So first of all, yeah, I'm going to be happy about 5 of 6. Second of all, you should be taking those 6 and breaking them down into smaller lineups. If you're not, that's why you're constantly having to deposit. That's why you're never getting anywhere, okay? I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to teach you guys the process. The process is in the analytics. Once you have the analytics and you know the plays you're taking, then it's making structurally sound lineups. Once you have that, then there's another layer, correlation, synergy. Once you have that, there's game stacks. And then the 5th thing after that, it's being overweight and underweight on certain players and things like that. It's all part of the process. So with that, guys, I hope to see you in that live stream today. I wish you good luck in all your contests. Here's the salute. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.